This is Matthew. Welcome to Recipher. I'm going to do something a little out of the normal. Right now I'm focusing on animation, comics, and tokusatsu Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday I do a Recipher show where I kind of go over the week and just kind of talk about general stuff. But I found something interesting today that I just had to talk about. I used to say on this channel I'm author, artist, commentator, blah, 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 and then I would talk about stuff. And I'm kind of going to do one of these commentary type videos right now, and it's on something I found very interesting. I, on my blog, was doing the Bradbury Challenge for a while, and that's because when I don't know where I was, but I read some things about being an author, and I read some tips from Ray Bradbury, and it's a little trite. Like, I read Fahrenheit 451 in high school, and I read some of his nuclear apocalypse stories, or there was one about a house, and there was one about these like religious people who were like gathering radioactive material after like a nuclear winter or something like that, and I thought that was interesting. So Ray Bradbury is always stuck in my mind as a very good author. I also recently checked out The Pendulum, an audio version of that that I got free off of LibriVox, and I liked it. That was very effective. So I don't know, it's kind of cheesy, it's kind of trite, like I said. Oh yeah, Ray Bradbury is my favorite author. I don't know that that's true, but I did like his writing, and I have found it impactful, and I'm not going to force myself to read a bunch of stuff just to say that I'm a real Bradbury fan. But I did this Bradbury challenge where I wanted to go through classics and kind of read them, absorb them, analyze them, and try to reproduce them in some small way. And you can check that out at luminousbeings.blog. Recently, I'm an Audible subscriber. I recently saw something interesting that I'm going to go and talk about now. So Fahrenheit 451 is available on Audible. I love audiobooks, and I've been wanting to revisit Fahrenheit 451 for some time. So I was excited to learn about it, but I was taken aback by something. Tim Robbins is the narrator. I assumed he is far left, being an actor and having protested the Iraq War, so I was surprised he would want to have his name attached to a book that is so radically in favor of free expression. The story, as I recall, condemns narrow-mindedness and lauds the freedom to access all manner of information, even the heterodox. Below is I'll have included in this a link to an article, it's an opinion piece about Robbins by PJ Media, or somebody at PJ Media, that's where I found it, regarding some recent comments he made at a film festival. The piece feels very antagonistic towards him. Now, I kind of opened up, my surprise at him being the narrator is kind of negative or antagonistic towards him, I guess. But the point that I was making was I was surprised that he would want to be attached to it because, again, I don't know how into the identity politics and things like that he is. I'm very much against identity politics. I think it's not good. I think it's divisive. I think it's unhealthy. I think it weakens people, and I don't mean that they become, beta cucks or anything like that, because I don't use that type of language. I think it's foolish and divisive and just unhelpful, and I don't even really think that kind of thing. But I do think that one can weaken themselves by refusing to be challenged, and I think the whole, as I recall, again, because it's been years since I've read it, that Fahrenheit 451 is about a society that refuses to be challenged. You've got the entire walls of TV. You've got people who have stuff in their ears all the time. Ironically, I listen to stuff all the time, but I'm listening to podcasts, and I'm learning news, politics, all sorts of things, and I think it's different, but I also stop and make sure to connect with my family, and it's kind of interesting because as the rise of iPods and things like that were happening, especially with my work, I would be in the shop, grinding or using different types of machinery and stuff like that, and I would be listening to things because why not free myself from the mundanity of my work and learn something? First it was music, and then eventually I got into podcasts and learning new things as much as I could, and I think that's positive. And I think it's I don't know if Bradbury was a bit of a Luddite in that, but the interesting thing is, one of the things I remember about the book is that there are like all these amusement parks and people are always partying, and there's this whole thing about abortion because women don't want to have children. I'm not going to get into that, but like the whole theme of the book seems to be that books allow us to be challenged and pushed out of our comfort zone, and when they are outlawed by society, it's outlawing all different sorts of dissenting expression and dissenting ideas that when people have those dissenting ideas in their lexicon, for lack of a better term, it helps them to be better people and to be better off. And I don't know, I think I'm going to go ahead and get it with a credit I have from Audible and check it out. And I'm not going to let myself be annoyed that this, leftist, this whatever, which I'm totally anti-war too now. I was for the Iraq War when I was, 13 or whatever it was. Stupid. But 2003, yeah, I was 15 or something like that. Anyway, so, and I would have thought he was terrible because of his anti-war positions, but now I'm vehemently anti-war. And anyway, whatever. I'll be interested. I think I'm going to go ahead and read it, and I might do a review here because one of the things, I am an aspiring author. That's why I have luminous2beings.blog. I'm writing all sorts of stuff there right now. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. I'm back. Anyway, it's been a long time since I've read the book, and it's only a 5-hour listen. I'll listen to it a little faster. So I think I'm going to check it out, maybe do a review of it here. Of course, I'll have that link to the blog. And I'm not going to let someone's political affiliations stop me, because that would be ironic, because I'm lauding that what I remember from the book, and it would be foolish of me and small-minded for me to reject it because it's done by somebody who I disagree with politically, maybe, even if he even is a a leftist identitarian type person, which I don't know for sure. And even if he is vehemently identitarian, that shouldn't matter because I can derive benefit out of anybody and anything really, as long as I approach it the right way. So that's all I have to say. I just thought it would be kind of interesting. It's about politics a little bit. It's about writing or books and ideas, which I think should be free and accessible by everybody or to everybody. And that's all I really had to say. Thank you for your time and attention. I'd love to do more of this. Like, share, and subscribe to cheer me on, or give me feedback to make me stronger and smarter. Visit luminous2beings.blog for more. I link everything I do there, so if you want to comment, that's the place where I'll definitely see it.